to all of our viewers. My name is Celeste Pereira and I am from Juice Spaces. We want to officially welcome all of you to our Juice Talk today, where we will be sharing with you Juice Spaces vision. We'll be giving you a sneak peek into what we're working on at the moment, and we'll also be taking a few questions at the end. You are definitely in for a very exciting talk, and I'd like to thank everyone who has joined us so far. Feel free to leave a comment letting us know who you are and where you're from. And without any further ado, I'm going to introduce to you the phenomenal team we have behind Juice Spaces. So first up, we have with us our CEO, Mr. Darrion Hamilton.
Hi.
Darrion is, hi Darrion. Darrion is an entrepreneur with a passion for influencing change in the world today. He has had success in financial markets and established several successful businesses of his own. One of his main objectives, sorry, objectives is to live a life of helping people achieve their purpose here on earth. He is also the founder of a non-profit organization called the Help Everyone Appreciate Life Foundation, better known as the Heal Foundation, where his passion for improving the quality of living for families in dire need is displayed. Welcome to you, Mr. Hamilton.
Thank you so much, Celeste.
And next up, we have with us Mr. Brian J. Esposito. It's great to have you with us today, Brian. Brian is the
Such a pleasure to
co-founder
be here.
of, thanks, Brian. Brian is the co-founder of Babes, and Babes is currently heading to the moon and beyond. So congratulations to you, Brian. Brian is also founder and president of Esposito Intellectual Enterprises, LLC, and he is focused on manufacturing, distribution, retail, hospitality and hotel development, restaurants, commercial real estate, liquor, technology, media, energy, oil and gas, telecom, aviation, space, maritime, music, TV and film,
Wow.
education, beauty, medical technology, security, hemp, and fashion. Brian brings a wealth of knowledge and experience to our team with his drive, ethics, and passion for connecting executives around the globe. Welcome to you, Brian.
Thank you so
And
much. Honored to be
our
here.
show. And our final representative on our panel is Mr. Narine. Kirwin is the president of Juice Spaces and has played an essential part in shaping the vision of this project. He is the founder of several companies, including the International Business Training Association, one of the world's largest essential skills training companies. Kirwin's unique life journey has equipped him with the tools needed to empower business owners, CEOs, and visionaries to see beyond their limits. He works with senior executives to develop business and life strategies for holistic success. So, with that being said, I'd like to thank the Juice Spaces team for joining us today. Thanks, guys. And we are going to start our Juice Talk today by asking a question to our president, Mr. Kirwin Narine. So, Kirwin, we know that you use your expertise to influence the vision of True Spaces. So, is it possible for you to share with us what is the unique vision of True Spaces?
Hey, sure, Celeste. Thanks so much. I want to say welcome to the Juice family who's joining us today. So great to have everyone with us. And I'm seeing Jessica online. I'm seeing Ive online and Jared. So great to have everyone joining us. I want to encourage you to share the stream. It's going to be powerful. Thanks so much, Celeste. And we have such an amazing panel. We also have Brian with us. And Brian is the co-founder of Babes. And when you're dealing with a co-founder, because he's relaxing in his backyard, taking in the sun and some breeze.
Far from relaxing, by the way. Far from relaxing. Always on the
So
move, my friend.
I got you. Brian, Darrion and I invested in Babes, and it was such an amazing investment. I can think when we were whitelisted, we were on the phone with each other like, wow, we got through, finally got through with a good project. We were on cloud nine, celebrating. We've got whitelisted in Babes, and we were super happy. And I think this sort of explains where Juice Spaces fits within the NFT industry or landscape. When you think of one mint pass that gives the ability to mint 10 amazing projects, that's why we like to say all the juice you can ever want, or we call it the golden straw mint pass, because it's one mint pass giving you mint access to 10 amazing projects. We're talking about projects like Juicebox, like MetaDreads. We're talking about projects like Galaxy Walkers, and also indie creators, amazing indie creators like Amelia and Rennie. And so one mint pass with 10 projects, but that's just the beginning. And I really think when we get all the engines roaring at Juice Spaces, we'd be looking at perhaps over 50 projects within 1 year. And this is the thing that excites us at Juice Spaces, connecting inspired creators with passionate communities. And Brian, I think this is a thing that really struck a chord with you, that when you saw the vision of Juice Spaces and what we desire to do with independent creators, you said, guys, this is exciting to me. Brian, could you share a little bit about what excites you about Juice Spaces? And as CEO, CSO, how do you see the company positioning itself within the NFT space?
Absolutely. Great intro. And by the way, one of the best music and visual intros for any StreamYard I've ever seen. So Ken Patel over at EV Hotels, you got some competition, pal. A lot of people have heard my story over and over again, but as far as helping creators and especially in the music industry has always been near and dear to me. That has been my focus over the last 10 years in the music space, was creating opportunities and tools and unique access and bringing awareness to musicians, singers, songwriters, and artists. I mean, there's over 110 million starving artists around the world, and these are very talented creators and visionaries and songwriters and musicians that, they can be the next Taylor Swift, the next Bruce Springsteen. They just don't know where to go. They don't have the right access. They don't have the right visibility. And thankfully, things like American Idol, America's Got Talent, TikTok, Instagram has been a tool to help some of these creators, The Voice, exactly, some of these amazing entertainers and artists and creators be able to push through a little bit. But there's still so much more talent out there that needs that extra resources and tools and support and visibility. And that is what has always struck a nerve and chord and pulled on my heartstrings. I've always said, being able to help these massive, this big arsenal of talented people is like having 100 Justin Bieber, because their fans and their supporters, if you look at the engagement, the smaller artists, their followers are very engaged with them. They'll go and follow whether they're doing an exhibit or if they're going to do a gig at a whether it's a bar or a small club. I mean, they have a small core, very engaged and very supportive audience and fan base. And then that's how they're able to continue to grow that, but they still need extra help and extra work. And we've spoken about things like virtual stacks. That's another great tool to be able to invest in these people and buy virtual shares of these people. So as we start to strategize on what does the strategy look for this incredible platform, is what are all of the tools we can bring together to bring visibility, help these people monetize their dreams, make sure they don't have to go and give up on their passions and their goals because they have to go and get a job that they don't want to take. anything to help people continue to go after their dreams and aspirations. I am always all for that, and I believe we have one incredible tool to help, like you said, at least 50 people this year be able to go through this project and program, and be able to have them go after exactly what they want in life, and then have a great resource and support system behind them.
Brian, that's well said. And working with some of the independent creators, Brian, I really believe you hit the nail on the head. Some of them do not have the experience of working with digital art. Their experience is with the paintbrush and the canvas. And making that switch to the digital canvas, it's been challenging. And we've had to provide the tools. First of all, an independent creator signs up with Juice Spaces. We have to give them an iPad. We have to make sure they have an iPad with an Apple Pencil. Like, I'm chatting right now with a creator who's in Zimbabwe. Brian, his work is phenomenal. It is world class. And I can't wait for the Juice Spaces family to see his work. But he's not familiar with the digital canvas. When you hear his name, his work is all throughout Europe. It's phenomenal, right? But he's making the switch now. And so there is that education component. There is that learning component. And I love what you said, Brian. Sometimes, perhaps one of the saddest things, people abandon their dreams because there isn't the support infrastructure. And so we're talking about Juice Spaces, developing an ecosystem that supports the creator and allows creators to pursue their dreams. And as you said, perhaps not depend fully on a side job. I mean, perhaps everyone has to do that at some point. But I love what you said to Brian about virtual stacks. Could you talk to us a little bit more on virtual stacks and its ability to empower the independent creator in pursuing their dreams?
Absolutely. Yeah. One of my most coveted holdings, honored to be part of. Turncoin is the parent company of Virtual Stacks. Turncoin is proudly just sitting under a $15 billion valuation after 5 years of development and proper strategy and execution. Underneath that, the Virtual Stacks of, thank you very much. The long and hard road, but when you do it right, that's the only way to do it. Virtual Stacks is a mechanism and platform for people to issue shares of themselves to their friends, their family, their supporters, and their peers. So if you're a very famous artist or celebrity, musician, singer, business person that has a big audience, you can have a tremendous liquidity event to further enhance your earnings by selling virtual shares of yourself to your audience base. So that's one aspect, which is great for the wealthy and already very famous to be able to make more money and then do good things with that money. The other aspect of which is very important to me is if you think of a GoFundMe campaign and a person going public and putting them into one mechanism, people can actually sell virtual shares of themselves to be able to go after and support their dreams. So if it is a new and up and coming or aspiring artist, they can sell virtual shares of themselves to their friends, their family, their teachers, their colleagues, other artists in their community, to be able to go and maybe buy paint supplies. Maybe they go and take classes at Apple to be able to utilize that new medium as a way to display their incredible talent, or to take extra classes or courses at their local school or community college, whatever it may be. So now, once again, here is the ability for people to continue to do what they love, be able to monetize their dreams and their visions and goals and desires. And now, together with Juice Spaces, and you combine Virtual Stacks with the idea of this Juice Spaces NFT project and program, we're giving them even more support and resources and awareness. Visibility is key right now. And if we can help find talent and be able to support that talent, we create a mechanism that can change lives all throughout the world.
Wow, that's amazing, Brian. Brian, launching Babes Clan, an amazing project. Congratulations. The project is doing phenomenally well. It was challenging.
Oh, that's a good word. Sure.
It's successful now, and everyone who did not invest, they're like, whoa, I missed out. You know, I bought a male and a female because I heard they're gonna get busy on the ship or something like that. So I'm hoping they're coming back with an entire family. But Brian, the reality of launching an NFT project and the challenges, the burdens of community development, like we're in the middle of it right now at Juice Spaces. We want to move some of those challenges away from the independent creator. And Juice Spaces as an entity begins to bear some of that burden for the creators. Could you talk a little bit about what sometimes people never see, the challenges of building an NFT project from scratch? And you guys face challenges, but you did an amazing job. And as you love to say, you crushed it. You certainly did. So could you chat with us just a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's like any business. There's going to be hurdles and speed bumps and challenges you're going to have to overcome. In the NFT space, it can be quite overwhelming. Majority of people still don't understand what an NFT or crypto or digital asset is. So you have that educational process to go through. And then if you want to do it, where do you go? Who's the right people to work with? Who are not criminals, and for lack of a better word? You need developers. You need people who know how to build smart contracts. You need, how do you take your designs and render them into a 3D environment? So there's so much you have to think about. Now, what I've also learned working with young artists or independent artists is you have to let even entrepreneurs and business people, you have to let creators always focus on what they love and being able to create. Once a creator is in an environment where stress is introduced to them, they do not like that, because it's not both sides of the brain. There's very few people that can operate both sides of the brain. Obviously, Steve Jobs, I would say Elon Musk. There's very amazing people that have that creative side and that business side and can commingle them. But as far as pure at heart creators, they just want to go and build. They want to write music. They want to design beautiful pieces of artwork and pictures. They want to launch great technologies. But if they see a utility bill, or if they see somebody pressuring them because a bill is 3 days late, or they have to go and book studio time, that starts to really dampen what they're really good at, and that is creating. That starts to diminish their inspiration. And once that happens, they just throw their hands up and say, forget it. So you have to give, like you just said, these creators a one-stop shop, full support system for them to go and do what they love, design the most beautiful pieces of artwork, create the most amazing music, or whatever they want to do, sculpturing, whatever they want to do, but give them the financial tools and the resources to be able to do what they want to do it to the best of their ability, and take the rest of the burden off of their plate. And by doing that here at Juice Spaces, we're going to really unlock the full potential of independent creators.
Wow. Thank you, Brian. Darrion, as Mr. Cool, the coolest one among three of us, three of the guys. Certainly, you're not cooler than Celeste. But Darrion, as you're working a lot with the independent creators, and as the one whose hands is in the middle of everything, can you share what you're excited about with Juice Spaces, and where do you see the company going?
Well, firstly, the, the desire that we all have as a company to really create that impact, because a lot of the creators are from different demographics. We have people from all parts of the world. So to be able, for example, as Kirwin spoke about someone that we're connecting with out of Zimbabwe, to be able to take someone from a community where they mightn't necessarily see the potential to live a certain life, to have access to a certain quality of life, to be able to change that person's life, honestly, is something that warms our hearts and something that we
Wow.
really have a desire for, where Juice Spaces would be known as a company, not just an NFT company, but as a world changer, that people could look at Juice Spaces and see the change that we are making in the industry. Like we we are headed to in a direction where we're doing something new. And we want to even be an inspiration to others because we know there are a lot of other NFT companies. There are a lot of companies that do rug pulls. There are a lot of companies that scam people. So we want to come out here with something new that's gonna impact the world. And when you really think, Kirwin and Brian and Celeste, about everything that we have in store, starting with the juice box collection, right? I was looking at some of it today with some of the team members. And when we start with the juice box collection, and even with the ability to stake the juice box collection, to earn juice tokens, when we look at the Meta Dreads collection, the high fashion, high quality 3D art, with lions, dreadlocks, kind of with the Ape Beast kind of theme, when we look
Wow.
at the Launchbox City Metaverse, when we go to if the Galaxy Metaverse is the pinnacle for me. Right now we're speaking with Brian about what they're doing at Babes, right? How they're being innovative and creative in this space, and they're actually literally headed to the moon. But we ourselves are excited of what we are gonna do in this space, where we want to create spacecrafts that warp into different planets, different species living on different planets, land sails on different planets, Milky Way. We want to do something in the galaxy metaverse where it could honestly take us back to the early days of Star Trek. So there are a lot of things that we're doing, and the amazing thing about it, and Kirwin spoke about it, is that this 1 min pass gives you access to all of this,
Wow.
and as well as the indie creator projects. So I myself am extremely, extremely excited for everything that Juice Spaces is doing, and most of all, the team. The team that we have, I really do believe that everything falls and rises based on leadership. And we have a team that has the heart, the passion, the commitment, and the determination to get this done. Because we've been patient so far, we've been being patient, we've been making sure that we get everything right at the foundation so that when we get to the top, we last. We want to create something, we want to build something that stays for 2, 3, 4, 5 years to come. So we're making sure that we put in all the work from now to ensure that the Choose family, we head to the moon. So I'm extremely excited for everything that's about to come, and yeah.
Wow, Brian. Wow, Darrion. Listen, I got so excited hearing you speak, Darrion. I'm like, where can I invest? you know, um, what you shared there is so powerful. What are your thoughts, Brian, hearing what Darrion is sharing?
It's great to hear that type of mindset from such an incredible young entrepreneur, because that's the way that I've always went into all of my businesses. Is let's take our time, let's do it right, let's be strategic, and don't rush into a market because money's being flown into it. If you're going to go into a
Mm,
market or a new medium like the NFT space, let's do it correctly. As we see, 90+% of these are, there's no real value and utility behind it, and that makes it harder for entities and projects like Juice Spaces, obviously like Bapes. You really have to even more over perform and prove yourselves, because there's just so many that are worthless.
yeah.
But even though that they're worthless, people still bite because maybe the artwork looks cool, maybe there's a great, cool, bogus story behind it, or they spend a lot of money on promoting. But at the end of the day, you really have to prove and show real utility, real long-term
Yeah.
value, and of course you want to capture people virtually with great graphics and images and something unique. That's You need that in the virtual space and in the social media space. But then what else is behind it? That's when you show that these projects that Juice Spaces is going to be behind and bring an awareness to. You also have the vetting process, right? So you create this entire mechanism where you onboard these projects through Juice Spaces that Juice Spaces believes in. That's key one. And then
Yes.
now it's
Yeah.
because of the people believe in Juice Spaces and the foundation that we've set. Obviously, the projects are worthy. So you start to really create this very safe, hopefully de-risk model where you have this support and resources and community that want to see all these projects succeed. And there's always going to be negativity. What we faced with Bapes, we on day two we were soaring. It was going too fast. That actually always concerned me, and I spoke about it often. Was this is too fast. We didn't have the right
Too good.
support. Yeah, and we also weren't ready. We didn't do any marketing dollars or any promotion. We were just getting ready, and we didn't have enough resources internally to support that kind of volume and that kind of engagement. And we did the best that we could. And when you're strapped thin like that, as far as human capital and resources, you you start to the negative things start to come into the cracks, and that's when problems come up. So I love what you were saying there about slow and steady, do it correctly, build the foundation as strong as it can be, and then you can build on top of that forever.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Kirwin,
Um,
I remember
yeah,
when
so sorry.
we were speaking about the min pass, and I remember something that I was thinking about is how could we make this min pass valuable? And it's our first release, and the thing that really excites me is that this min pass really does give access to so many projects, and even holding the min pass as well, where holders will be able to be part of the DAO. People will have voting. People will be able to be part of the decision making. People will be able to vote. Also, holders may even be able to get royalties. We'll see about that. But we're working in a way to get this min pass out so much value, because something close to us is really giving so much value to our community, so much value to the Juice Space family, where we'll be proud to everywhere everyone will see we got the juice, hashtag WGTJ. We represent the family,
We got the
right?
juice.
And that's right.
You wouldn't want to sell admin pass. You definitely
Yeah.
wouldn't want to sell juice tokens. You're part of the Juice Spaces DAO. You're gonna vote on some of the independent creators, and it's a community who's gonna be like Brian was saying, like The Voice, like America's Got Talent. The community is gonna vote and say we like this artist, and we've purchased land in the metaverse, in the cryptoverse, by a company called Chain Guardian. And we're going to launch a juice launch there where the community can come together. We can showcase various artists and their work, and you can vote. And therefore, there is a buy-in from the core community who say, we love this artist, and we're going to invest in this artist.
Yeah. So
Darrion, do we have an announcement with Odd Republic?
we actually do. We actually do. I'm gonna ask the team to throw up that video.
Hello, my name is Gregory. I'm account manager at Odd Republic, and I'm very excited to announce that we are collaborating with Juicy Spaces on several amazing projects. Now we can't help waiting to present what we already created. Stay tuned, stay juicy.
So that's our guy Gregory from Odd Republic. And we're extremely excited about that partnership, right? That's one of the design teams that's going to be behind a lot of the projects, and you guys will actually get to see some of the art release over the coming days and weeks, and we're extremely excited about that partnership.
And I love his design. In fact, he's doing one of the projects. It's like the doodles look.
Right.
I just love it. Celeste, I know we have quite a few questions coming in from the Discord. You want to shoot some questions at us, and we could perhaps answer some questions, get some final words from the panel, and we'd wrap up,
Okay, sure, not a problem. So the first question, I know we did touch on it, so maybe we can just summarize really quickly. I didn't want to leave out this question, but the first question is, what are the long-term goals of the project towards being a fully established project for years to come? And what plans and steps will be taken to achieve these objectives?
That's a very good question. perhaps we've touched on quite a bit, but I would just add that at the
Mhm.
core of Juice Spaces, we're connecting inspired creators with passionate communities. And when we get going or all engines roaring, we expect about 52 projects per year. And so, what could our community expect? Being part of a process that supports creators, that builds, develops, and creates wealth for creators. And as a community, we share in that, we are participating within that ecosystem to the benefit of the entire community. And so this is what we expect to be put in place, an entire ecosystem that supports independent creators, and we should get there within our roadmap. So if you've not taken a look at our roadmap, please do so on the website, juicespaces.io, and you get to see what is our roadmap is being done in a 1 year cycle. So what you see there is an ambitious roadmap, but it's a 1 year plan of the things that we want to execute within this time frame.
Okay, great. I think that just about summarizes exactly what it is. Our next question is from Crypto Wolf, and they asked, you have purchased land in the cryptoverse by Chain Guardians. What was your main goal with the purchase? Why cryptoverse? Are you also planning to buy lands in other metaverses?
We want to use our apartment in Babe's World. So we have to talk to the co-founder of Babes to see if they'll approve us using our apartment. Darrion, do you have an apartment in Babes World?
I have one.
You have one. So Brian,
Oh boy, maybe we gotta blow out the wall and make a big one floor apartment.
so definitely we're excited about juice launches. We're going to be purchasing several within various metaverses, but also we're looking at in real life solutions for our community. But it's going to be one of the ways that our community connects with independent artists and creators. We get to showcase their work like a museum, and at the same time, we get to connect with each other and we get to ask questions. So we expect perhaps that future AMAs would be within the metaverse. And so that's sort of the plan behind it. There's going to be a lot of benefits for Min Pass holders and NFT holders within the various juice launches in the different metaverses. So we're looking forward to that.
Okay, great. Our next question
Babes
is
will
from
too.
Nice. Our next question is from Oversleep. They said juice tokens will have many uses throughout the juice spaces ecosystem and is the native currency of the Lunchbox City and Galaxy Walkers metaverse. I'm not sure if I read that out correctly, but that's what they had. Can you explain what exactly are those benefits?
That sounds like a question for Darrion. Can you read it
Well,
again, Celeste?
I think I
Sure.
read it. I
Juice
think I.
tokens will have many uses throughout JuiceSpace's ecosystem and is the native currency of the Lunchbox City and Galaxy Walkers metaverse. I think they're asking for verification on that, and then they're saying, can you explain what exactly are the benefits?
Oh, okay. Well, definitely over the coming days and weeks, announcements will be made. Alright, we don't want to give out everything right now, but I can say for sure that the juice tokens will be very vital in the entire juice spaces ecosystem. So let's say, for example, we know that if we want to go to the mall, we need to have money to purchase stuff. So let's just say you want to have juice tokens because the more you have, it will benefit you in the ecosystem, and min pass holders get to earn juice tokens daily, right? Juice box holders get to earn tokens as well. So you could stay tuned to that, right? But know that some very exciting stuff is gonna happen.
The person also asked, are you going to be doxxed in the near future? Part of the same
Oh,
question.
we couldn't be any more doxed than we are right now. Yeah, we are presently a fully doxed project.
Yeah.
So you
Actually, if
can
Okay.
you
go on our
go,
website
mhm,
and you can go on our juice paper and you'd see a bit more about the team and who's part of the team. Brian, I see one of the Babes Clan family says they will rent us their apartment
I see
in the
that.
metaverse.
That's That's
Okay.
great.
Our
And
next.
what a tremendous supporter there. Always commenting and supporting us. So thank you. And thanks for watching in on this great AMA.
Yeah, welcome to the Babes Clan that's watching. We're really happy to have you. So our next question is from Capital Chris about collabs. They are asking, how are you picking your collabs? What criteria is being used? How should this be interpreted by the community?
It's a very good question. Um, we've collabed with some really good projects like Soul Dogs. I love Sly at Soul Dogs. What he's been doing is amazing. We've also collabed with Sugar Realm. Almost, what is
almost famous
almost amazing
pandas.
pandas?
Almost famous
I would
pandas.
say, like any project, it's very important for the community to do their own research.
Yeah.
And so when we collab with a project, we've done a certain level of vetting, but you should not view it as an endorsement of that project. You should make sure that you research the project yourself and you are comfortable investing in that project. As Juice Spaces grow, as Juice Spaces grows, we're going to have a team in place, a bigger team in place that can do more in-depth research of collaborative projects. But the projects we do right now are projects that we like.
Yeah.
But please remember the golden rule, DYOR, right? Do your own research. I hope that helps.
Okay, great. Great. So our next question by Oversleep is, I don't see in roadmap about royalties. How are people going to benefit from this project?
It's another good question. I believe Oversleep is a Babes Die Hard. So it's good to have Oversleep. I would say that the most important thing is going to be the art, the PFPs, the collections. So the focus is going to be the work that is produced by the creators. And that's the most important thing. And as a community member, that's what we're really partaking in. At the same time, our royalties, firstly, are going to go back to the artists. That's very important for us. You know, when you in the music industry, Bran will probably know this better than us. You have several artists in the music industry. They've produced a phenomenal piece, and it's had millions of downloads. But unfortunately, they might only get a few $1,000s. So we want to make sure that the artists who partake within the Juice Spaces ecosystem, they're rewarded. So royalties are going to go to the artists, to the core team that is responsible for the running of Juice Spaces, and additionally, it's going to go to the DAO. And so there are three places that we expect royalties to go initially. But it's still being finalized, but that's what you can expect as a community. You can expect Juice Spaces to be true to our values, and everything that we do, you're going to see that we're going to put our community and the artists first.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Lovely. Our next question is from TJT, and they are asking, what is the price of whitelist mint and public mint? How many can be minted per wallet?
Darren, you want to take that?
Um, right now we are thinking about announcing it. But we could tell you right now that it will be low supply, right? And we're ensuring that we come out at a price that's affordable to the entire community, right? And we're gonna come out at a price that for sure is gonna leave room for growth, right? So
Wow.
don't worry about that. We are making sure that we set this thing up in a way where the entire community will benefit, right?
We certainly don't want to do 10,000. So it's going to be
Yeah.
low supply. I think, Brian, you were saying that too, that it's very important for projects to position themselves in a way that the community is going to benefit from day one. What are your thoughts on that, Brian?
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, well, it goes back to supply and demand too. We want to create as much value and leverage we can on the value of the NFT. So I'm a big fan of low flow. If you look at the public markets, low float, higher volume, but those entities and NFT projects, they always have to perform and execute and bring in value for the holders, and obviously demand and awareness and everything that we're doing. So it's interesting to see where this 10,000, 5,000, 7,500 number originally came from. But I think you can do a lot of amazing, incredible work with a small amount of real long-term core holders that believe in these projects. They're not out there flipping them or selling them or trading them, because then you have to re-educate, re-engage with a new holder, and
Exactly.
there's a lot of efforts and resources get depleted there. But if you have a small core holder of NFT holders that are supporting you, that allows the project to go and set and do what it set out to do, opposed to trying to always interact with new potential short-term holders. To me, it's a waste of energy, waste of time, waste of resources. So with the right messaging, the right communities that we already have collectively, and the right people that believe in this Docs team and these amazing projects, we should be able to go fast and strong and really provide value to these independent artists and prove what we set out to prove.
Well said.
Yeah.
Celeste, can we take what? Can we take one more question? Or do you have a lot more questions? I don't know.
I
Can we take
have
one more?
just, I have one more.
Okay.
Well, a few questions, but they're along the same lines.
All right.
So also, I'd like to encourage all of our viewers, feel free to join our Discord. Any information we haven't released today, it will be released intermittently through our Discord channel. So you all feel free to join us on that platform. Our next question uh, it's from Elmo, and somebody named Karina asked something along the same line. So I'll read out the questions, and then you all can probably decide how you'll answer it. What's the lunchbox charity at phase 2? And are the juice boxes a part of Meve Metaverse? And the next question is along the same lines. She asked, which demographic are we first targeting in the lunchbox charity? And are we looking to partner with NGOs to make that happen? So we want to know a bit about the lunchbox charity.
Wow. I think maybe I can jump into this first, Darrion,
Mhm.
because this has really been Darrion's passion. Darrion is an amazing young man, Brian. He's the founder of Heal, and they've been feeding communities and in really difficult conditions. They've providing lunchbox meals, hundreds to various communities. And we want to expand on that. I really believe that the journey must be worth it. As we look at the things we are accomplishing at Juice Spaces, it's very important for us to give back, to make a global impact. And I love how Darrion says, we want to be world changers, history makers. It's so exciting that as a community, we can give back to the world, where we can ensure that the areas where our independent creators come from, if it's Zimbabwe, if it's India, if it's Japan, wherever our independent creators come from, we want to give back to those communities and partner with those creators to feed and to provide lunchbox meals to the most disadvantaged within our communities. This for us is exciting. This is sort of the core passion behind what we do at Juice Spaces. For us, it's much more than the money. It's about people. It's about forming deep connections and relationships with artists and also with communities that they represent. I think art comes out of communities. It's a reflection. Sometimes an artist is going to be the star for an entire village. And that for us is exciting. And we don't just want to make the artist successful, but we want the artist to have an impact within the villages where they come from. And so, Darrion, I know that is your passion and your heart, and you drive that to us every day. That guys, there are people waiting for us to be successful. I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about that and perhaps about what you've been doing with Project Heal.
All right. Well, as Kirwin said, we have been focusing on communities and not just providing um, lunches, but we believe that change could be made in people's lives. And the thing is, there are a lot of non-profit organizations, which is good that they will go to communities and they will distribute certain stuff. But let's say a week later or 2 weeks later, the family might be back in that same situation. So we actually like to focus on actually helping those communities and helping those families if it's to acquire certain skills, that could get them in
Wow.
out there in the world that they could actually earn a living. So for example, we helped a lot of people to start certain businesses, and through those businesses they were able to start earning income for themselves. We're about actually making change in the families' lives. We focus right now in the Caribbean region. Actually, two of our indie creators so far are actually out of the Caribbean. So I guess those two, that demographic will be the first. But we actually have some indie creator tours in like Miami and New York, different parts of the states, and then later on in the year we'll go over to the, what side is that, to the eastern side, over to Japan. So I guess the first charity drives will be around the Caribbean region and let's say in the States, because those are the areas we're targeting with the indie creators. But a lot of lives are going to be impacted, and we'll actually show the community, we'll show you guys everything that's being done in the Discord. So ensure to join our Discord and keep tabs of everything that we're doing. And the thing is that you get to be a part of this. It's not just us, it's what you're doing, you driving the community, you being part is going to help all of this to come to fruition.
Wow. Well said.
Okay, great. So it looks like this is where we're going to be wrapping up. So I will invite each of you if you want to share some final comments with the viewers before we head out.
Maybe, Brian, you can go first.
Yes, well, thank you all. It's an honor to be part of this incredible team and project. I'm here to help support not only Juice Spaces, but also the incredible independent artists that come on board, put together great partnerships, great opportunities. Everything I'm part of, I always want to see it be successful, whether it takes a day or 20 years. I'm there to the end to make sure we do what we set out to do. And again, humbled and honored to be here. So thank you all and this incredible team for bringing me on.
Hey, thanks, Brian. Brian, we're learning so much from you, and we've already learned quite a lot with the launch of Babes Clan, how you guys really steadied the ship, and it was really impressive. And now how you're taking Babes Clan to the moon, literally. We are impressed, and we feel so blessed to have someone of your caliber work with us in Juice Spaces and really mentor us and help us grow. We really do appreciate that. And we're so excited to work with the Juice Spaces family. And as Brian and also Darrion echoed, we want to do it right. And that's what we are focused on right now. We're excited about our Min Pass that's upcoming. One Golden Straw VIP Citizen Min Pass. Every word is significant to us there. And one Golden Straw VIP Citizen Min Pass that's going to give you access to so much juice. We love to say at Juice Spaces, we got the juice, and we believe that this is going to be demonstrated. You can imagine within 50 projects, somewhere inside of there, there's going to be an Azuki. Somewhere inside of there, there's going to be the next Boarded Yacht Club. And perhaps we'll discover in the field of art the next Nadal or Roger Federer. And that's the exciting thing for anyone who's discovering talent. You never know who you're going to discover. And that's exciting for us. We respect the talent. Yeah. And we truly believe that the Juice Spaces family are going to be able to say, we got the juice. You know, Darrion, let me hand over to you.
Yeah, the same as both of you guys said. I feel extremely honored and blessed to be part of this team. First thing first, I'm really confident that we are gonna get this vision up and going. We're gonna accomplish everything that we set out to accomplish. So I'm really excited about that, and I want to encourage all of you guys, or everyone in the Juice family. We really do love and appreciate all of you guys' support so far, right? And we encourage you all to stay tuned, right? Stay plugged in and stay excited, right? We're building this foundation. You can't build a great foundation. You can't build a great building on a weak foundation. So we're getting this thing done, and we're gonna do it. All right. So let's go.
Stay juicy.
Stay juicy.
Stay
Celeste?
juicy, guys.
Okay, that was perfect. So I would like to thank Mr. Brian Esposito. Thank you for taking time out of your day to join us. We are so honored to have you as the CSO of our company. So thank you again. Thank you to our president, Kirwin Narine, for everything you shared. Everything was so insightful. And thank you to our CEO, Darren Hamilton. You are doing great things across the Caribbean in communities, and we are so happy for this project that is coming. I know it's going to be so transformative. And to our viewers, this would not be possible without you. So thank you, everyone who came on to support from whichever community you are from. Tell them we said hi. And thanks for viewing. And remember to join our Discord. We're going to be releasing a lot of information over the weeks to come, and we would love for you to be a part of it. So I would like everyone to have a great day. Take care, everyone. And we're going to play our video. If you didn't get a chance to see it, trust me, you want to stay for this. We're going to play our video now, our Juice Spaces video. We got the juice, guys. We got the juice.
Stay juicy, people.
Stay juicy.
Stay juicy.